Startup IPOs, the game of pump and dump, Mama Earth. Back in 2018, Shilpa Shetty invested 75 lakhs in the skincare brand Mama Earth. But do you know that it will be worth 80 crores when the startup goes public through IPO? This news was all over social media in the last few weeks. Most influencers quoted this as a great example of how stock market can bring you good fortunes. But how valid are these claims? Let's find out. If you are wondering what's the big deal with Mama Earth's IPO, this video is for you. Mama Earth is a personal care product-based brand established in 2018 that began with the label of baby care products and grew into a number of other product categories. Now, in 2023, its parent company, Honasa Consumer Limited, has filed for an IPO with a rumored valuation of 24,000 crores. But a part of the internet is not happy about this IPO for various reasons. Let me tell you why. Before we get into this, let's remember what has happened with the IPOs of other Indian startup unicorns like Paytm and Zomato. The stocks of Paytm fell by a whopping 75%, while that of Zomato dropped by 60%. While these losses were posted on the retail investors, we saw that the promoters and the pre-IPO investors enjoyed high returns on the investments. It came to remind us the pump and dump technique. So what is this pump and dump technique? Pump and dump is a practice of artificially inflating the value of a stock to a level that is much higher than its actual value. It is done so that the promoters and the investors of the company can sell it with high returns when the company goes public. This is the same thing that happened with startup IPOs like Paytm, Zomato, nykaa and Policybazaar. Since startups are valued based on a variety of factors, there is no fixed method to do it. In simple words, this practice work by foreseeing the value of the startup and estimating the future market size. Let us understand this in detail. When it comes to the value of a startup, we all know that it is founder and promoter biased. This makes their value skyrocket with each round of funding. While this happens, the investors often choose IPO as the go-to option for a safe exit with huge returns. It puts these startups under the pressure to go public, that too with a very high valuation. In spite of making huge losses, they are pushed to go ahead to value their companies in thousands of crores and set up high share prices for their IPO. This part of the business game is known as pumping or inflating the valuation. The next is where the startup goes public. It is when the founders, investors and the brand ambassadors sell their shares with high returns. These shares in turn are dumped on or bought by retail investors who are influenced by the hype. This part is known as dumping. Now that you have heard this, you will have different way of looking at all buzz around Mama Earth's IPO, right? Let's take a look at 3 factors that will tell us why this could be another pump and dump startup IPO. Factor number 1, the profit and the rumored valuation. While sources claim that Mama Earth is eyeing on an IPO valuation of about 24,000 crores, it has only posted a profit for the first time in 5 years, which is just 24 crores in financial year 22. The price to earning PE of Mama Earth stands at 916. This is a serious concern because the well-established competitors like Hindustan Unilever have a PE at just 61 and Marico has a PE at 53. The difference in these numbers indicate that Mama Earth is evidently overvalued. However, Mama Earth's co-founder Ghazal Alag has recently denied the valuation surfacing the internet, saying that they have not subscribed to the valuation numbers yet. Looks like we'll have to wait and see. Coming to factor number 2, the sales channels and associated risk. Mama Earth generates about 70% of its revenue through online marketplaces like Amazon and Flipkart, although they have outlets all over the country. These e-commerce platforms usually charge about 15% for their sellers as a commission fee, but Mama Earth is charged with just 4%, which helps Mama Earth in subsidizing the product cost while parallelly boosting the sales. This is clearly a risk. If these platforms start charging them with the standard rates, it will have a huge impact on their revenue and their profits will further go down. The future doesn't look good here either. Coming to factor number 3, the ad spends and customer loyalty. Mama Earth is well known for rapidly expanding its brand visibility through various influencers. We have to note the fact that Mama Earth has worked with a total of 4,000 plus influencers and spent around 400 crores in financial year 2022 for marketing alone. It accounts for 40% of their net sales in the fiscal year. But you may ask, what is wrong with it? Here's your answer. There's something called return on ad spent or ROAS. In simple words, ROAS is defined as the number of sales that a company makes for each rupee they spent on the ads. The ROAS of Mama Earth currently stands at 2.6 and this has not improved for the last 3 years. The concern here is that its competitors are maintaining a far better ROAS. For example, Nykaa's ROAS stands at 7.8 while Hindustan Unilever's ROAS is at 10.6. This difference in their margin simply means that Mama Earth doesn't have enough loyal customers who make repeated purchases. Most of its marketing spends has been going to the new customers who tend to stop with one-time purchases. This in itself is a clear red flag for the company's sales performance. All of these things gives a very different perspective on Mama Earth's IPO, right? What do you think? If you ask me, I would say that all these unicorns are great companies in terms of the product and services they offer. What makes them look bad is the fact that they get this push from the investors to exponentially expand their business and to dump it on retail. This is definitely not good for the startup ecosystem as it sets a very bad example for the other startup and investors. Ideally, the startup should be focusing on becoming profitable and to become a very reliable company by attracting the customers and boosting the valuation organically. Do you agree with me? Let me know your thoughts on the future of Mama Earth and other Indian startup IPOs in the comment section below. See you in the next video.